Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 different events. I forgot the last 2 last week, and that was Vancouver and Italy, and then we just had Belgium, Malaysia and Vietnam the past weekend. So we're going to go through the results. Big thanks to Fuzzy again, big help on these infographics. Feel free to follow him on Twitter. So we have Vancouver, top 8, 3 Flagberg, 2 Prison, 1 Gravidia, Curry and Nirvana. There's a huge rise in Flagberg, and I think that comes with the release of Shelling Cannon Dragon, and I've actually been testing the deck a lot. I actually think the deck is pretty strong, and I think the western side tends to really like Flagberg a lot, so yeah, huge representation there. And then jumping to the top 4, first was Sergio Romero with Kyrie, second was Patrick Wan with Seraph, third was Bailey Carrot with Seraph, and then fourth was Monish Pashotam with Flagberg. So I think the Prisons would have been matched up to maybe the Flagbergs, and then yeah, Kyrie just doing its thing. Still a really solid contender in the metagame. But I think Flagberg now with Shelling Cannon definitely can see a lot of play. So very cool to see that. So congrats to all the players here. Jumping to Vancouver V, so 3 Gear Chronicle as expected, the most dominant deck in the format, and then one of everything else, so Great Nature Gold, and that was an Ezel variant, Anj, an Angel Feather, and an Oracle Think Tank. So the Angel Feather was, I think, Zaraki or Malkuth. And then looking at the top 4, so first and second were both Stay Maiden, Kezia, Raphael, and Charlie Tran. Third was Sean Ko with the Malkuth Zarakio list, and then fourth was Bailey Carrot with Steam Maiden. As expected, 3 out of the 3 Steam Maidens who converted into top 8 came into the top 4, so yeah, as to be expected. The deck is super cracked, and yeah, it's really cool to see, Malkuth, Melik, and Zaraki are doing well, so pretty interesting there. All the deck log codes are in the bottom right of the placings, so feel free to look up the English deck log for the lists. Jumping to Premium, this one it was a little bit different. So 2 Pale Moon, 2 Gears, 1 Aqua, 1 Bermuda, 1 Tachikaze, and 1 Angel Feather. Looks to be Angel Gize, which is a deck that I haven't seen in a while, which is pretty cool. The top 4 dominated. Actually, it was actually dominated by the 2 ofs. So the first and second was Charlie Chow and David Nguyen with Steam Maiden, and then third was Haorong Ling and Nathan Bantug with Nightmare Doll. I think there's a lot of Steam Maidens on the rise in the West. I think a lot of people are looking at this deck, and it's a pretty stable deck, bringing it along very aggressive. So yeah, definitely see a lot of players now picking up Steam Maiden, and it's good to see that Nightmare Doll is still doing its thing. Yeah, Leslie, Alice, Ginny combo, still pretty good. So yeah, congrats to the players there. And then we jump to Italy. So 3 Gravidia, and then 1 Prison Flagberg, Balsaga, Greedon, and Tamayura. Huge dominance of Gravidia, which is to be expected. I think Gravidia is like one of the best decks in the format at the moment, until we really move to the Lyrical Set 3 and maybe like the era of the new PRs. And then the first to fourth, Gabriel Sala, first place with Gravidia, second was Tamayura, Angela Sanchez, third was Alessandro Leon with Flagberg, and then fourth was Simone Toad with Prison. So pretty cool to see Tamayura. Tamayura is just secretly consistent, just because it's like a 1.5 persona rides, each persona ride, and the fact that it just permanently gives the front row power is actually pretty consistent to push, especially if it gets to a long game, because you slowly grind your opponent out, which is, yeah, a pretty good deck, and I think it gets better with the new PRs and the new Raromi and Rurumi Grade 1 as well. But yeah, as we can see, a rise in Flagberg, a lot more Flagbergs nowadays, so yeah, as to be expected. And then going to V, wow, there's one party pooper in this pie chart. Guess who that is? And that is that one singular Night Rose. We were so close to an 8 out of 8 Steam Maiden top 8 representation, but that Night Rose had to be a party pooper. So 7 Gear Chronicle, 1 Night Rose, maybe the Night Rose was pretty cool, just chilling there and just making sure things aren't getting out of control, it can't just all be Steam Maiden. But yeah, pretty dominant, let's just say that. And then, yeah, Fuzzy had a pretty good copy pasta job. So first, second, third, and fourth, all Steam Maidens, piloted first by Hal Satchel, second was Jacobus, third was Emmanuel, and fourth was Felice Ruggiero, all playing Steam Maiden. Yeah, sick. Let's move on. Congrats to all the players making it to Worlds. Italy, Premium. So 2 Narukami, 1 Grand Blue, 1 Genesis, 1 Dark Irregulars, Mega Colony, Murakumo, and Dimension Place. I think all of these are very solid picks. And we finally get to see a representation of NLK. I think a lot of people in the European region do actually think that, you know, DI is a pretty good deck. And to finally see one in the top cut is, you know, pretty rewarding. And then the top 4, first was Minerva, second was Flagberg Colony, third was Sweep, an Eradicator variant, and then fourth was NLK. So congrats to all the players there. Now, jumping to the last weekend. So the last weekend we had Belgium, and then the standard distribution was 3 Maha, and then 1 of Gravidia, Flagberg, Prison, and Orphis, and a Youthberg. Now I heard there's a lot of complications in that particular tournament. A lot of DQs, a lot of deck checks and failing deck checks and stuff like that. So I feel that some of these results are slightly flawed. But then again, you know, results are results, and here they are. So yeah, huge dominance in Mahar. I think a lot of people now are playing Mahar. But it's weird because, you know, you still see your Flagbergs, you still see your Gravidias. But yeah, really interesting to see a huge spike in Nirvana, which is not what we saw from some of the other regions. And then top 4, Yavar S with Orphis. I think with the new support, Orphis became really good. So I think with his deck, I think I saw a glimpse of the deck log. The new grade 3 or the new grade 2, yeah, it's a really strong card. So I think it really bumps Orphis up another level. So really cool to see Orphis finally doing some work, and you know, the art paying off, right? Second was Marco M with Nirvana, third was Declan W with Nirvana, and then fourth was Marton M with Flagberg. So congrats to all the players making it to Worlds. Jumping to V, 5 gears. Yep, nothing more to say there. 1 Rising, 1 Tavas, and 1 Luard. And then the Luard take it home. Pierre M taking first place with Luard, and then second, third, and fourth, all Steam Maiden, Luis B, Sudi L, and Hal Satchel, all coming with Steam Maiden. Yeah, one day I will do a V Premium top 4 cut with no Steam Maiden. Okay, one day. Belgium Premium. Now this is wow. 6 Narukami, 1 Kagera, and 1 Great Nature. Now again, I heard there was a lot of deck check issues and, you know, players not being able to advance. So this is actually inclusive of some of the people who have bubbled. This pie chart would have been slightly different, I think. I was speaking to one of my friends who participated, who ended up coming into the top 8 and then failing deck check. This pie chart would have been slightly different, but again, 6 Narukami, wow. Yeah. Better take a look at this, all right? Better take a look at this and watch yourself, because things might get out of control, yeah. Anyhow, first, second, third, and fourth, every single one of them, Narukami. First, Victor Z, so I think this is reverse ace, coming first place with Sweep Rads, so Sweep and Vowering reverse. Tamim N, Kalen Fallon, also coming with Sweep. And then fourth was Remy F playing a Vowing Sword build. So maybe a Vowing Sword centric build. Pretty interesting. I think, you know, you kind of want the utility in Sweep Command as well. Multiplying XLs and then going into an Exterminate is like pretty deadly. And then Malaysia also happened on the weekend. So 3 Gravidia, 1 Flagwork, 1 Maha, 1 Eva, 1 Hero, and 1 Greedon. Yeah, really cool to see Hero popping up, and then, you know, Eva finally being one of the decks that really got boosted from the new promo pack. Really cool to see there. And then the top 4, wow. First place was Izzat Yusuf with Greedon. Second was Melvin Chow with Eva. Second was Anson Lowe with Gravidia. And then fourth, unfortunately, Mohammed Afzal with heroes. I would really like to see Hero come in the top 3 and qualify for Worlds. That'd been really cool. But yeah, it is what it is, and congrats to all the players. Really cool to see Hero though, really cool. Malaysia V Premium, so 5 gears, 2 Anj and 1 Himiko. Yeah, Steam Maiden, great. First, second, third and fourth. First and second taken by Steam Maiden, third was Himiko, fourth was an Anj. I don't know if I have any of the lists for these, but yeah, anyhow. Let's continue on. Malaysia Premium. 2 Link Jokers, 1 Naru, 1 Bermuda, 1 Spike, 1 Dimension Police, 1 Great Nature, and 1 Mega Colony. Now, if you see the trend for Premium, it seems quite balanced, surprisingly. Well, maybe the odd case would be like Eradicator. So if you touched Eradicator a little bit and, you know, slapped its hand a little bit, you know, put it into place a little bit, make it a little bit more tame, this format actually is really good. Like, there's a lot of different decks that can play, and a lot of decks that can kind of compete at the high level, right? So obviously you have like your top end decks, but like the decks in the next tier and the next tier down, like they're not bad at all. So yeah, to see, you know, Link Joker and stuff perform is really cool to see. So yeah, congrats to all the players. First was Neo Fitri with Narukami. Second was Eden Shazley with Rising. I think this is Rising Greedon. Gabriel came third with Outlander, and then fourth was Sum with Gridora. So Gridora, pure Gridora. Yeah, very interesting build. And I think with the ban to Ruination, Mega Colony players need to find an alternative route, and you know, people are trying out different stuff. So Gridora, pretty cool to see in Premium. Now to Vietnam. So this is where I went last week. Now Vietnam was an experience, all right, and I'll tell you now, a lot of these pie charts have a lot of diversity, but that's because of how the Vietnamese community is built. So everyone plays like their own spice, their own like clan, their own identity, and they know how to play into matchups. And this is why you see such a diverse, you know, top 8 distribution. So one-offs of Gravidia, Prison, Kari, Thegria. I was the Asakura Yos as the Shaman King, Baramagnus, Zorga, and Greedon. And then taking it first place is one of my good friends, Win Min Hiu, with Greedon. So he beat me in Swiss by hitting a 7 damage heal, which is pretty funny. We had a pretty good game, and yeah, just had a really good time with him. So congrats, buddy. Good to see you at Worlds. And then Win Pham Anh Vũ with Tegria, and then third was Huỳnh Minh Quân with Gravidia, and then myself with Shaman King. I had a blast playing Shaman King. It was a really fun deck. I told myself I wouldn't play Kari again after, you know, doing it so well in Indonesia. I wanted to swap decks, and you know, I guess it paid off. So Shaman King, really fun deck. I really encourage people out there to play Shaman King. It is a really cool collab set. Jumping to V, again, top 8, very diverse meta, you know. I was speaking to like some of the V Premium players as well. They were playing against Steam Maiden and they absolutely rolled them. So, you know, these players know the matchup into what, you know, the rest of the world think is like the best deck. Like, sure, you still have your 1 Gear Chronicle, which is the Steam Maiden, but then you have one-offs in Royal, Shadow, Genesis, Link, Tharvas, a Pale Moon, which is very interesting, and then a Mega Colony. So like all of these decks actually know how to play into Steam Maiden. But yeah, like not a single Steam Maiden in top 4. So as you can see, these players know how to, you know, play into those matchups. Like they would have versed Maidens in Swiss. Like there's no doubt about it, right? But I've seen a lot of people enter, and they enter with these decks, and sure, there is definitely Maidens out there, and I did see Maidens at the table, so it's really cool to see like all these players finessing it with their own clan. So Win Võ Quốc Kiệt with Luard, and then Le Văn Tuần with Tharvas, and then Ho Tan Phat with Fenrir, and then Thang Quy Bang with Ashley. So really cool to see all these non-Steam Maiden decks. And I think I said it before, I was like, one day I'll hit a top 4 without Steam Maidens. So I think the day is now. So I'm really happy to see no Steam Maidens in the top 4. Very cool. All right, and then the last, Vietnam Premium. This was wild. The top end of decks was insane. one of everything. NMD, Luard. I was playing Highlander, Genesis, Link Joker, Aquaforce, Shiriki, Nova Grappler. I gotta say, like, all these players knew what they were doing. Like, the Shirayuki player is a deadly player. So I think he was the one that came third in standard. So yeah, very, very good player. And then breaking it down, I finally got a dub. I finally got it. I'm super happy, super happy. You know, coming second and third in Indo. I really wanted that, you know, sweet gold medal. Well, gold trophy in this case, and I finally got it. So funnily enough, it's following my BSF trend. I went 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then this season I also went 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, I think I'm cursed, super cursed. So yeah, I came first place with Highlander. Second was my Huangling with Minerva, and then third was Nguyen Chongyan with NMD, and then fourth was Stavus, piloted by Nguyen Huai An. So all these players, amazing players. I met them, I had lots of talks with them, especially the third and fourth place player. They were super amazing people. So yeah, what an experience. That's all I gotta say. You guys will see it in my Vietnam vlog very soon. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the results. We do have BCS Perth this weekend, so I will be covering everything for that. Really cool to see, you know, a lot of like the meta shift, and I think we'll see a huge shift this weekend, and probably following into the next weekend for Melbourne. So you guys will see a lot more, you know, interesting results coming up. So yeah, stay tuned. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of all the results. Sorry I didn't cover Vancouver in Italy a little bit earlier, but you know, we got the work done. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and make sure you look out for the Vietnamese vlog. All right, peace.